Hello, everyone. Hope you're all staying warm right now. It's a little cold where I am at the moment, but despite the nasty cold weather, I still want to be able to create some content for you guys, and even when I'm not streaming. And this particular story came across my feed today. I thought it was very interesting. It was published a couple hours ago across multiple platforms. I imagine many of you have been reading about and have already kind of formulated your own opinions, but I wanted to share mine because this particular story, which focuses on Noah Hawley and his upcoming Alien series, it interests me because the stuff that he's bringing up in this particular article are things that I have often brought up in regards to the Alien franchise, especially the latter films, the most recent ones, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So let's go ahead and just jump into the story. We'll read it, and I'll talk about my opinions and why some of the stuff that I'm seeing here right now is very, very encouraging. But Variety is saying, No Holly explains why Prometheus and Covenant are inherently less useful, I would say just useless, for Alien prequel series. All right, that's a good title in my book so far. I'm liking that. Fargo showrunner Noah Hawley teased his new FX series Alien in a recent interview with KCRW's The Business. Though plot details are being kept under wraps, Hawley's Alien series is set on Earth and roughly 70 years in the future, predating the original film series. Hawley was asked whether or not he would incorporate the backstory in Ridley Scott's Prometheus, Alien Covenant, into his FX series. The prequel films included a controversial backstory. The aliens were manufactured as a bioweapon by a mysterious race known as the Engineers. Ridley and I had talked about this in many, many elements of the show, Holly said. For me and for a lot of people, this is the perfect life form, and it was described in the first film, is the product of millions of years of evolution that created this creature that may have existed for a million years out there in space. The idea on some level, it was a bioweapon created half an hour ago. That's just inherently less useful to me. I agree. He's being very kind. He's basically saying, this is stupid. I don't want to adhere to this. Love the comments so far, but it gets even better. In terms of the mythology, what's scary about this monster is that when you look at those first two movies, the good ones, you have this retro-futuristic technology. There you go. You have giant computer monitors, these weird keyboards. You have to make a choice. Am I doing that? Hawley explained how the technology in Scott's original Alien film series will function in the FX show, saying, in the prequels, Ridley made the technology thousands of years more advanced than the technology of Alien, which is so stupid. I've said that for years, which is supposed to take place in those movies' future. There's something about that doesn't really compute with me. I prefer the retrofuturism of the first two films, and that's the choice I've made. There's no holograms. The convenience of the beautiful Apple Store technology is not available to me. Alien series shut down production in August due to dual Hollywood strikes, 2023. Expected to resume filming soon in Thailand, and it has, an all-star cast of people, as you can see right there. So everything that he just said right there is very encouraging. I mean, who knows with this show? I mean, again, I think the last truly great Alien movie was in 1986. Ever since then, it has not been very good. Not to say we haven't gotten good Alien things in the meantime. Love the Alien Isolation game. There's been some books and the comics, of course, some fun stuff, no doubt. But when it comes to the movies, just been terrible in my honest opinion. But one of my biggest complaints of Ridley Scott's more recent Alien films like Prometheus and Covenant, which I think are just awful movies, I thought it was always so weird and confusing as to why is the technology in these prequel films that take place decades, if not hundreds of years before the events of Alien, look far more futuristic than any of the technology in Alien or Aliens. It's like, why? That doesn't make any sense. And to me, it was Ridley Scott, like many directors before him, whether it be Steven Spielberg or George Lucas, they literally forget the aesthetics that they created for these movies. And I think it's just because it's to a degree, it's a laziness. I think to a degree, it's absolute laziness, where it's like, I just want to use the CGI and the cool, advanced, sleek technology that's available now. And it's like, I don't care if it doesn't make any sense in terms of the aesthetic continuity in the movies, which was always so frustrating. It's like, why is Prometheus and Covenant look so clean, futuristic, whereas Alien and Aliens look so grounded and so utilitarian? It's what we thought the future would look like in the 70s and 80s, okay? I mean, you should adhere to that. That's the aesthetic. And other people have recreated that in Alien Isolation game, matter of fact. And so, it's one of the many, many, many awful things about Prometheus and Alien Covenant. But to hear Noah Hawley address it in a very kind way. I mean, even he said, like, some of this stuff doesn't make any sense. Well, it's not useful to me, yeah, because it's useless. I appreciate that. I think that's encouraging. Again, we don't know how the show's going to be. We don't know what degree Ridley Scott is involved in the creation process. Hopefully, very, very little. I think he needs to move on and make more terrible historical epics like Napoleon. Just have him do that now. That I would honestly prefer that. Let Noah Hawley cook. And again, I'm still very trepidatious. I don't know. I'm keeping my expectations extraordinarily low. Same thing for Fede Alvarez's Alien movie. I'm just not sure, since this franchise has burned me and has burned many other people for decades now. So we'll see. But I thought these comments were very positive. I thought they were very smart, and it is addressing one of my major criticisms of the most recent Alien films. But what about you guys? How do you feel about this? Are you encouraged to hear these comments? Do you like Prometheus and Alien Covenant? Nothing wrong with that. I'm just not particularly fond of those films. But please go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.